Boom. What is up everyone? Wolf Manga here, back at you with another manga video. And what I have in store for you today is going to be, finally, at long last, the official 2021 manga collection video. So for those of you unaware, I've been collecting physical manga for about 7 months now, and in these measly 7 months, I've racked up quite a few volumes of manga. And throughout this time, albeit short, I've learned a lot of different things about the manga collecting experience. Things like the difference between out-of-stock and out-of-print volumes, where to get better deals, how to minimize damage to physical copies, and I've even learned about different demographics like, shonen, seinen, shoujo, josei, and so forth. I've learned about different genres, of course, and even different mangakas of all things as well. And overall, I've become deeply engrossed in the hobby. Now, by no means am I a manga collecting expert. Like I said, I have still been collecting for under a year. And while I have accumulated quite a bit of knowledge in this time, I'm also eager to learn more and continue with the process and the journey. Manga, for me, has become a very therapeutic medium of storytelling, and I'm just eternally grateful for having discovered it. And so that's my little intro for you today, guys. I don't want to waste too much more time before we get into the collection video, but really quickly, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow me on all my different social media platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All of these will be up here, as well as down below in the description box. And last but not least, if you are interested in buying manga from Right Stuff Anime today, please go ahead and use my affiliate link down below in the description at no extra cost to you. It basically just helps support the channel as I continue to grow my collection and my page. And if you've already used the link, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And so that is that, everyone. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the 2021 manga collection video. Alrighty, folks, so I apologize if we don't get the best lighting here today. I also don't have the most extravagant or, glorious of a setup here, simply because it's not really within my means right now to get like these super big and fancy bookshelves. I have kind of a small room. But anyways, with that said, really quickly before we get started, I just wanted to note that overall, for the most part, I did organize my bookshelf by publisher. So it's like Kodansha, like Shonen Jump, Viz Media type stuff, Dark Horse, stuff like that, Seven Seas or something like that. And that's kind of how I organized it. Originally, I did it alphabetically, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to switch it up. That said, let's get right into the manga haul. So first and foremost, we have the entire Claymore box set. This is an absolutely stellar, astounding, phenomenal dark fantasy series. Let me show you really quickly inside. By the way, just absolutely very nice artwork right here. And then there's another very nice panel of artwork right here as well. That is Claire, our main character of the series. And here are all my volumes. So unfortunately, this particular box set came missing the little artwork flipbook that was supposed to be right here. It had a bunch of like concept art, I believe, and just like general design ideas. That's a little unfortunate, but overall, I'm still happy with owning this box set and having all 27 volumes of Claymore. And so, like I said, this is a really good dark fantasy series. I highly recommend it. It's no Berserk, obviously, but it's just a really, really great series. I think this is my first completed series, as well as the first series I ever finished reading as well. Let me show you really quickly my favorite cover for this, and that is going to be this beautiful cover right here. That is an absolutely phenomenal panel of artwork. Really, really nice, I think. So yeah, guys, Claymore, dark fantasy, definitely recommend the series. And then right next to our Claymore box set, we have a little funny picture of All Might. Everything will be okay. Why? Because I am here. My mom actually got this for me for last Christmas, so that was pretty funny. I thought it was amusing. So that's that, guys. We also have a little, supposed to be here, a little Mothra figure right here, as well as a little Godzilla figure. So that's awesome. And then let's go ahead and mosey on down to below right here. So over here we have a very cool Ava 13 figure, so that's pretty sweet. And let's go ahead and kickstart this first little shelf part with A Silent Voice. This was such a wonderful series. If I had to pick, this is either my favorite manga of all time, or it's at least in the running, or maybe top 2 favorite manga of all time, something like that. I really cherish this series. That's why I displayed the front cover right here. And I do have volumes 1 through 7, just because I wanted to display that. I also have the second and third right here. But yeah, this is a very wonderful series, guys. I highly recommend it. It's kind of a slice of life, a drama, a school type of manga, and it covers themes of, mental health, growing up, redemption and guilt, moving on from your past, overcoming your misgivings, and so on and so forth. It's a wonderful tale about life growing up, bullying, and just becoming a better person. And I highly recommend this series. If you guys have not yet done so, please do check out my video on A Silent Voice. I actually read the manga first, then I watched the film adaptation. Highly recommend doing both. You guys will not regret it, I assure you. So, A Silent Voice. Let's move on to the next series. And so next, let's go ahead and mosey on to volumes 1 through 26, and then volume 33. So it's a total of 27 volumes I have of Attack on Titan. We got some more back here, but I wanted to put that back so I can display this cover, because this is probably my favorite cover so far. So Attack on Titan, what can you say about Attack on Titan, guys? It's a really great, more or less shonen, post-apocalyptic type of series. Everybody knows Attack on Titan. Can't say enough great things about it. So that is that, guys. Let's go ahead and mosey on over to our final volume on this shelf. And that is actually going to be a one-shot called Voices of a Distant Star. So let me show you really quickly the cover. I actually haven't read this yet, but I did hear some pretty decent things about it. Let me know your thoughts on this series, guys. Or not series, but this one-shot. Yeah, I heard it was like a sci-fi romance, but it was also kind of sad. So let me know what to expect down below in the comments section. All right, so that is that, guys. Let's move on down to the next shelf thingy. All right, now we have another really great series by Kodansha, and that's going to be Vinland Saga. Volumes, or rather books, 1 to... that's 4. You get the point. Volumes, or books 1 through 5. And I really wanted to display this because I heard that this is a volume where things really start to get good. I also really love the cover art. I hear that Thorfinn goes through some kind of transformation. And so far I've actually only read the first book. But from the get-go, I really liked it. It's a really great seinen from what I've heard. It's a Viking-style manga. And yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Vinland Saga. And I liked it so far. I do plan on reading book 2 soon. It's just I've been grinding through Berserk Golden Age these last few weeks. But I do plan on picking this up very soon. And just let me know what to expect, guys. Obviously, no spoilers, please. Go ahead and mosey on over here. And next up, we have another wonderful series. And that's going to be a little rom-com, our first rom-com of the day. And this is going to be the Quintessential Quintuplets volumes 1 through 10, 12, and 13. I am currently missing 11 and 14. I don't believe 14 has been released yet, and I think 11 is on the way in the mail right now. But just check out these covers, these spines, guys. This is just absolutely wonderful. I really love the colors that Kodansha chose for, the Quintessential Quintuplets manga. And overall, the series, I think, is really great. It's very wholesome, very funny, and it's very heartwarming, I think. And I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm currently caught up onto volume 10. And then once 11 comes in, I'm going to read that, do a little binge, and then hopefully finish the series as soon as the 14th volume gets here as well. And this would not be a Quintessential Quintuplets commentary without me talking about how much I love and adore this character right here. This is Miku, guys. She is absolutely my favorite Quint of the series. You guys will understand once you read it. Everybody loves Miku. There is a reason. We love her. She's best Quint. But we also love the other Quints as well. So that's that, guys. Let's go ahead and switch over to right here. And that's going to be our next series, another rom-com by Kodansha, and that's Rent-A-Girlfriend volumes 1 through 6. Currently caught up with all the released English volumes. And if I had to compare it to the Quintessential Quintuplets, I know it's its own unique manga, but this doesn't really stand a chance against the Quintessential Quintuplets, in my opinion. However, it's still a pretty decent rom-com and very entertaining at some points. So, Kazuya sucks, he's annoying, but Sumi and Chizuru, they are absolutely bodacious. Superb waifu material, so to speak. Also, check out freaking Sumi. We love Sumi. So, that is Rent-A-Girlfriend, guys. I'd recommend it to people who like rom-com. So, that is that. Let's go ahead and switch over to right here. And that is our next series, which is going to be our first Shuzo Oshimi title, and that is Happiness Volumes 1 through 2. Now, thus far, I've only read the first volume of Happiness. The reason I picked it up is because a lot of people liken it to Tokyo Ghoul, But somebody made a comment saying that they're kind of sick of people comparing Happiness to Tokyo Ghoul because, you know, Happiness is its own unique story. It's built upon its own unique story world. There are, you know, unique circumstances to the characters involved, and so I think it should be noted that while there are similar features between Happiness and Tokyo Ghoul, it is indeed its own unique series that deserves its own credit and praise. So, like I said, I haven't read the entire thing, obviously. I've only read the first book, but I do think, volume, but I do think that needed to be noted. And yeah, I thought the first volume was decent. Not as like amazing as I thought it was going to be, but obviously I will have to continue the series in order to, you know, get a better grasp of what I feel about it. So also look at this first volume cover. Very, very nice. I'm expecting good things. Let me know what to expect, guys, and that is that. Next up is another Shuzo Oshimi title, and that is going to be Blood on the Tracks. This is a series. I think it's relatively new, and I've heard nothing but great things about this so far. I have not yet started this series, admittedly, but like I said, I've heard nothing but great things about it, so please do let me know in the comment section below. You know, what do I need to expect going into it? Is there a lot of action, suspense, gore, stuff like that? Is it heartwarming at any points? Maybe, maybe not. And so yeah, heard nothing but great things about this. Can't wait to start it, you know, probably after reading Happiness, I'd say. And so next up, guys, we have Your Lie in April, volumes 1 through 4. Now, I've heard mixed things about this, and a lot of people were saying, like, why would you read a music-related manga when you can watch it? Because, you know, the point of music is, you know, that you're listening to it, but quite honestly, a lot of my choices for these types of manga, like A Silent Voice or Your Lie in April, I choose these more for the story aspect, I would say. And while music would probably elicit a very emotional and impactful response, you know, at the end of the day, it's about the moral of the story for me. The story itself, the character development, and so on and so forth. So that's why I chose to read it. I do plan on watching this series as well, but I do plan on reading it first. I want to get this out of the way. I do think I'm probably going to enjoy it, but do let me know what to expect, obviously without any spoilers. I'm hoping for some tear-jerking moments, so yeah, that is that, guys. And then our final volume over here, our final series over here, is going to be volumes 1, 2, and 3 of To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. Now, I saw this series on a popular dark fantasy manga recommendation video, and it seemed really intriguing to me. I think it has decent ratings. It's not like the best ratings of all time, and it's probably nowhere near something like Claymore or Berserk, but I really did appreciate some of the artwork that they kind of showed on the cover, so I thought that this was really nice, for example. And what I really liked from the volumes that I own currently is the back, actually, of volume 3. That is just an absolutely captivating, breathtaking piece of art right there, I think. Beautiful girl, really cool, wicked-looking wolf in the back. I'm really looking forward to starting the series fairly soon. The only reason I haven't started it right now is because, in terms of dark fantasy, I've been grinding through Berserk lately, and so yeah, if you do have any other dark fantasy recommendations, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. And so, yeah, guys, that is that. Let's go ahead and move on to the bottom portion of this bookshelf. And all right, guys, so we finally made it to our Shonen Jump section. And we're going to kick this off with volumes 1 all the way to 18 of Demon Slayer. So currently, I have read volumes 1 through 5. If I'm going to be honest, so far, it's okay. There was a really, I would say, impactful moment to me towards the end of volume 5 that I really, really liked. And currently, I'm not past season 1 in terms of manga reading, but I do hope to read past it. And I do hope that it does get better. Like I said, I think it's okay so far, but I am expecting really good things. A lot of people have been hyping up this manga, and a lot of people have been recommending it to me. I even did a poll on which Shonen Jump series to read next, and a very large plurality of them voted for Demon Slayer. So I'm expecting great things, guys. Let me know what to expect without any spoilers. That is that. Let's move on to our next Shonen Jump. Alrighty, so next up we got Black Clover, volumes 1, and then 3 through 7, and then 9 and 10. So I'm currently missing volume 2 and volume 8. I am currently taking a little hiatus from Black Clover right now. I do like the manga. I enjoy the anime. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I did enjoy the anime. That said, I did enjoy the manga as well. I'm all the way up to volume 6 right now. However, I'm taking a hiatus simply because I'm already reading Demon Slayer, and I just kind of lost the momentum a little bit. I will get back into it, but for the time being, I do want to take a break. So yeah, I mean, it's just another pretty good battle shonen about a boy born without magic in a world where magic is everything. That is that, guys. We love Mimosa. We also love Noelle. Let's go ahead and move on to the next shonen jump. Next up, guys, we have Rosario Vampire. The first season complete, so volumes 1 through 10, and then we have the first 2 volumes of the season 2 Rosario plus Vampire series. So let me show you really quickly, just as proof that I have all the way up to 10. So there's 6, and then if you go all the way back, there's like 10 back there, I think, something like that. Anyways, this is definitely a good series. It's not an amazing series. If you had to compare it to the anime, this is infinitely better than the anime, in my opinion. If you did happen to enjoy the anime, not trashing your taste, I simply think that this is better story-wise, and, you know, because the anime didn't really follow the manga, and it was more fan service based compared to this. Again, simply my opinion, but I do think a lot of people share that opinion. So if you're into, you know, school, comedy, supernatural type of manga, I probably definitely recommend it. It's a decent series. And as you progress through it, at least so far for me, it's definitely been getting better. The artwork is slowly improving as I progress through the volumes. And yeah, guys, Rosario Vampire. And then next up, we have a very popular title, and that's going to be My Hero Academia, volumes 1 and 2. Now, the anime is probably maybe one of my favorite battle shonen. I really like the anime personally, and I wanted to start the manga. So, I mean, I haven't started it yet, but I do intend to start it at some point. Probably my favorite character in MHA. So, yeah, guys, let's move on to the final series of this bookshelf, or final volumes in this bookshelf, and that's One Punch Man, volumes 1 and 2. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this manga series. I watched the anime, really enjoyed it, but I've heard even better things about the manga series itself. I haven't started it yet, but everybody has been recommending it to me. Let me know what to expect. I do plan on reading ahead of the anime at some point. I've heard it's really funny. The artwork is pretty good, and yeah, let's just show you like the Genos or Genos cover. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And yeah, One Punch Man, can't go wrong. All right, so that is the first bookshelf I have completed. Let's move on to our second bookshelf. So like I said, guys, these are not the most fancy or expensive of bookshelves, but it's something I was able to afford within my means for the time being, and that is that. So next up, really quickly, to show you my figures. This is going to be a little 02 figure. I mean, okay, I really loved the anime. I guess some people trash it apparently, but I really loved it. It's definitely in my top 10. And let's go ahead and move on to this first series over here. We're still on our Shonen Jump ones, and that's going to be volumes 1 all the way up to 12 of Dragon Ball Super. Thus far, I've only read the first 4 volumes, but the main reason I decided to collect the manga is because I wanted to read ahead of the anime. Yeah, I think there's actually another volume that should go here. I don't think I've fully collected all the released volumes yet, but yeah. Dragon Ball Super, can't go wrong with Dragon Ball, a classic. I grew up on Dragon Ball. It was my first anime ever, and just can't go wrong with it. So yeah. And so next up, we have The Promised Neverland volumes 1 through 3. I really enjoyed the first season of the anime, so I decided I wanted to read the manga, but I also heard that the second season did not do well in terms of retelling the manga story, so I'm probably just going to read the manga. Everybody's been saying just read the manga instead. So I've put this on hold for a little bit just because I'm reading a bunch of different series. And then lastly, for our Shonen Jump titles, we have Chainsaw Man volumes 3 and 5. I've heard really great things about this, and I've also heard that they are going to be releasing an anime adaptation very soon. I think MAPPA is the studio that's doing the animation. And I think MAPPA also did Jujutsu Kaisen, and I just finished the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen. Absolutely phenomenal animation, phenomenal shonen, and I'm really liking these seasonal shonen anime lately, like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and stuff like that. So really quickly, I haven't started this because I only have the 3rd and 5th volume, but this freaking cover, oh my freaking goodness, guys. That is an absolutely wonderful, stellar cover, and honestly, I might display it at some point when I reorganize my collection someday. But yeah, Chainsaw Man volumes 3 and 5. Let me know what to expect down below in the comment section, guys. All right, now we are going to move on to I think this publishing company is called 7 Seas, and so we're going to kickstart that with the complete collection of Orange books 1 and 2. I think this is currently one of only 2 shoujo series that I currently own. I am not at all against shoujo series. I just simply haven't really collected that many so far. But if you do have any great shoujo series recommendations, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. I'm open to reading all genres and demographics of manga. And yeah, Orange, however, itself, this was just an absolutely wonderful, 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 emotionally compelling story. It's probably in my top 10, maybe top 5 manga to date. I thought it was wonderful. I really liked it. It deals with themes like, mental health, friendships, falling in love, regrets, and so on and so forth. It's a wonderful series. I highly recommend it. I don't think people should be bound by the demographics that they're targeted for. If a series is good, people should just, listen to what it has to say and enjoy it. So that is that, guys. Orange, books 1 and 2. I'm probably going to read Feature soon. Let me know if it's a waste of my time or if I should read it, or, just let me know your thoughts on that. So next up, guys, we have I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, the complete manga collection. This is a freaking tearjerker, guys. Oh my freaking crap. I love this manga. I know it wasn't originally a manga. I think the source material is either a novel or light novel or something along those lines, but this was just a wonderful story. It was very eye-opening for me. I highly recommend it for anyone. It's very heartwarming at points, but all in all, it is bittersweet. So I do recommend you prepare yourself, but I highly recommend it for anyone who enjoys or appreciates emotional storytelling. And the same goes for Orange as well. All right, so next up from our 7 Seas publications, we have a very, very funny and enjoyable series for me in particular, and that is going to be How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? Oh my freaking god. And by the way, it's volumes 1 through 4. Oh my freaking god, guys. This is such a funny series. I think I'm probably biased because over the years I've been pretty involved in like fitness. This was just a very relatable, funny, and even informative manga. It actually has quite a bit of good fitness advice of all things, like how to perform certain exercises, proper nutritional guidelines, and so on and so forth, things like that. But it covers a lot of very funny bodybuilding stereotypes and other sports-related stereotypes as well. And it's really, 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 really enjoyable for me. It's basically about a girl. She wants to lose a little bit of weight, and the mangaka takes us through her comedic journey as she makes her progress, and so on and so forth. So I highly recommend it. It's very funny to me, at least, and I can't say enough great things about how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. So our next series up here is going to be Made in Abyss volumes 1 through 3. I've only read the first volume of this, but so far my initial impressions are this is a really, really well-crafted story world. I think the world building is phenomenal thus far. The artwork was very unique and very, very detailed and well done, I think. So Made in Abyss, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. It is very high ranked on MAAW, and yeah, that is that. And so let's go ahead and move on to our next series. And so, To Love Ru is going to be our next manga over here. It's going to be the first and second omnibuses, which contains volumes 1 through 4. And then our final volume over here, guys, is going to be Tomo-chan as a Girl, another rom-com pick from 7 Seas. I haven't started this yet, but I've heard decent things about it and it seemed like a relatively interesting idea, and so hopefully it gets pretty good. So that is that. Tomo-chan is a girl. All right, let's go ahead and mosey on down. I kind of moved the light source a little bit. Hopefully you can see it fairly well. But next up we have the complete Tokyo Ghoul series. I do not have anything of Ri right now, but I do have one all the way up to 14, and I did make the decision to display this cover. This is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite covers of the Tokyo Ghoul series. I mean, what can you say about Tokyo Ghoul, guys? It's such a wonderful, dark, a little bit twisted at some points, but great, great, great series overall. Ken Kaneki is one of my all-time favorite protagonists in both anime and manga. I cannot say enough wonderful things about this. This was actually, in fact, my very first, the first volume that is, was actually my very first manga volume ever that I collected, and right from the get-go I was freaking hooked. This was the series that got me into collecting manga, and this is always going to be a cherishable one for me. I mean, you just gotta love Tokyo Ghoul. Can't say enough great things about it. Alright, and next up we have another really good series, and that's going to be Dead Man Wonderland volumes 1 all the way through 13. So I have the complete collection. The rest of the volumes are behind this 13th volume cover. But oh my freaking goodness, guys. Number 1, I want to comment on the spines. Really liking the alternating white and black and white and black. The reason I chose to display it like this, because number 1, I really, really love this cover. This is the final volume cover. And number 2, I don't have a lot of space, so I wanted to maximize some space and just condense it a little bit. But if I did have a bigger shelf, I'd probably display the full black or white and black alternating spines. But it is what it is. I do recommend this series. It's about like this middle schooler, I think. He gets falsely accused of committing a certain heinous crime, and then he's ultimately sent to a amusement park prison of sorts. I would definitely say if you are in a kind of post-apocalyptic action thriller type of series, I definitely recommend it. I think you would really enjoy this one. So definitely a really great pick. Highly recommend. And above this, we have our first and only Junji Ito volume, and that's going to be Uzumaki. I've heard pretty good things about this. I haven't really started it. I know that it contains 3 volumes inside this. It's like an omnibus of sorts, and it's basically a horror manga about spirals, from what I've heard. And I hear that this is kind of a staple in most people's horror manga collection. So Junji Ito, let me know your guys' thoughts on his work, and let me know your favorite Junji Ito manga. I haven't really read any of his work so far, but I'm totally open to reading his work. Uzumaki, the one that's called spelled like GYO, and then there's like a bunch of other horror works that he's pumped out. So yeah, guys, Uzumaki, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And then over here, we actually have a little Braveheart, little Funko Pop. This is not anime at all related, but Braveheart used to be my favorite film of all time until I watched A Silent Voice, actually. But Braveheart is definitely one of my favorite films. Nothing at all related to manga or anime, but that is that. Let's go ahead and just slide them over really quickly. Next up, we have Death Note Black Edition Volume 1, which I do believe contains the first 2 volumes of the series. I know I've sinned, guys. I have not read the series at all. I have not watched the series at all. I don't really know that much about it. I'm kind of left in the dark, other than the fact that I know that the main character gets a book where he writes names in it, and then people die maybe, or something along those lines. But the only reason I know nothing about this is because I actively do not look it up in order to avoid spoilers. But I've heard really great things about this, and just let me know down below what to expect. Really liking the Black Edition of the Death Note series. So moving on, we have our first book / volume of Goodnight Pun Pun, our first and only Inio Sano pickup right here. I've heard nothing but absolutely amazing things about Goodnight Pun Pun. There's the cover right there. I heard that it's probably one of, if not the saddest or most heart-wrenching manga of all time. If it's not the most, then it's up there. But I've heard nothing but great things about it. I know it's a staple in most people's collections. I just haven't really decided to read it yet, but I do really want to read it at some point. I think it's going to be a manga that I'm probably really going to love. And just let me know your thoughts on it, guys. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm just going to kind of slowly collect it. I think I'm most likely going to collect the full series before I start reading it, because I think this is probably a series I'm going to want to binge. So, Goodnight Pun Pun. I think it's also called Oyosami Pun Pun or something like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next one right here, which is the first volume of Doro Hedoro. I've heard nothing but great things about this so far. Yeah, I mean, all that I know is that this guy gets turned into a lizard man, the main character in this world. It's a very violent, bloody kind of series, I think. Action-packed, of course. I think maybe mystery-filled, suspense-filled, hopefully. But let me know your thoughts on Doro Hedoro. There's nothing but great things about it so far. So lastly, on this little middle portion of the shelf, we have Yona of the Dawn. I think this might be a shoujo manga. Let me know if it is or isn't. But Yona of the Dawn, I've heard nothing but great things about it. I'm going to slowly collect it. Not going to start reading it for a while, probably. But I've heard great things about it. This princess gets ousted in a coup, and it's about her long arduous journey to kind of reclaim the throne and stuff like that. So yeah, this is Yona of the Dawn Volume 1. Do let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are. And yeah, I feel like I'm probably gonna like this series, but yeah, let me know. And yeah, that's gonna be the second tier of this bookshelf. Let's go ahead and move on to the final tier of this black bookshelf. So this is gonna be our Kodansha section. By the way, if I didn't mention, I believe this is our Viz Media section. Mostly Viz Media, a lot of the SIG logos. I think that stands for signature. Not exactly entirely sure what that means, but feel free to let me know down below. I'm always eager to learn more about manga-related stuff, including about their publishing companies. So that's that, guys. Let's move on to the Kodansha section, and we're gonna kickstart this off with the complete omnibus collection of Elfen Lied. That's going to be a total of 12 volumes, I think. First and foremost, I wanted to start off by saying that I really did enjoy the series in the end. I know that this gets a lot of mixed reviews, all in all, especially because of the anime adaptation. The manga, I actually really liked. I really liked the manga. After reading it, I watched the anime, and if I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with the adaptation. It didn't really follow the storyline. It had a completely different ending. I do prefer the ending and the story overall of Elfen Lied, however. I did do a video on this actually not too long ago. It wasn't specifically about this, but I did do a commentary on Elfen Lied. It's a really twisted and tragic series, I thought. Certainly imperfect. Artwork is not the best, but I think that, where the author kind of lacked in his art skills, I thought he made up for in his, as I mentioned in that video, exploration of dark and sensitive topics and themes. So I do recommend the series to most people that are over 18, of course. If you can handle it, there were a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, there were some painful moments. I recommend it. I like it. I know some people will trash it, but I try not to listen to other poor taste, trashy opinions and reviews. Let people like what they like. Come on. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the final Dark Horse series, and that's going to be my prized possession. And when I say prized possession, this is my freaking baby right here. All right, this is going to be the complete, up-to-date deluxe volumes of the Berserk series by Kentaro Miura. First and foremost, I just wanted to note, Kentaro Miura, I mentioned this in a video before, but at the time when I mentioned this, I didn't really read too much of his work. I was still relatively new, and I still am relatively new to the manga scene. But I just wanted to know, Kentaro Miura, R.I.P. You, sir. You, sir, were a masterclass mangaka. This was a phenomenal masterpiece of the series. I truly appreciate and praise your work. I hope your family is doing well now. I wish your family nothing but the best, and you are just an absolutely wonderful human being, an amazing creator. Thank you so much for all that you have gifted this community with. So that is that. On to the series itself, guys. Oh, I don't even know where to freaking begin. It's Berserk. It's Berserk. There's a reason it's the #1 manga on MAO. Some people will say it's in their top 3, and that's still really, really phenomenal. But for me, my favorite manga of all time is a toss-up between this series and A Silent Voice. And I know they're completely different. A Silent Voice I love because it was painfully relatable, eye-opening, and emotionally compelling for me. Berserk I love for a completely different reasoning. It's epic, it's glorious, it's tragic, it's phenomenal. The character development is insane. The artwork is glorious. I can't say enough great things about this series. I highly, highly, highly recommend it for any seinen fan, any dark fantasy fan, and if you appreciate amazing artwork, character development, masterful storytelling, then I highly, highly, highly recommend Berserk. I'm sure I'm just kind of preaching to the choir here, but it's really a masterful masterpiece of this series. And so yeah, guys, that's the Kodansha section. Let's move on to the final little mini bookshelf to my right. All right, and moseying on over to our little mini last bookshelf. This is going to be more or less our miscellaneous and light novel section. So first and foremost, we have this little mini Attack on Titan box from a box set that I got. I don't have all of the box sets, so I didn't necessarily want to display all of them if it was incomplete. So I did want to display this one, however, in particular, because I really loved Season 3, Part 2. What is the price of freedom? I can't say enough great things about AOT. Season 3, Part 2 is probably my favorite portion of the series so far. So anyways, moseying on over here, we have the first deluxe volume of Blade of the Immortal. Heard nothing but good things about this so far. I know it's kind of a seinen samurai manga, but do let me know down below in the comment section, what should I expect from the series? Is it worth continuing to collect? Anyways, above that, we have the first 2 deluxe editions of the Battle Angel Alita manga. I don't know if I want to continue collecting the series. I think I probably will, because I remember watching the movie a couple years back, or a year or so back, and I'm pretty sure I remember liking it, so maybe I'll like the source material even better. But let me know your thoughts on this. I know it's like a sci-fi android / cyborg type of related series, so do let me know. And yeah, so let's go ahead and mosey on over to our light novels for today. So Rising of the Shield Hero is going to be our first little set. I believe I have volumes 1 all the way up to 8 of the Rising of the Shield Hero light novel. So in my opinion, this is a very enjoyable isekai light novel. I recommend it to people who do enjoy isekai. I think this is probably one of the better isekais out there. And yeah, let's mosey on over to our next light novel series, ReZero, of course, Starting Life in Another World. So the anime is one of my all-time favorite anime. I had to pick up the light novel because I wanted to read ahead of Season 2. but I haven't really, I'm gonna be honest, I've been slacking on my ReZero light novel reading, just because I've been kind of reading the Shield Hero light novels lately. And so yeah, that is that, guys. ReZero, have nothing but amazing things to say about the series. Rem is actually, in fact, objectively speaking, best girl. Let's go ahead and move on to this one right here, which is going to be Overlord. It's our next series. I've heard nothing but great things about this light novel. I have yet to start it, but do let me know in the comment section what I need to know going into it. Is it worth continuing to collect? Should I just watch the anime? And so on and so forth. So it's Overlord, light novel, volume 1. I've heard nothing but great things about that series so far. And so let's go ahead and move on to our very final shelf of today's manga collection video. And we are going to kickstart this tier with a very fun series, and that's going to be High School DD or DxD, however you want to pronounce it, volumes 1 through 3. I've yet to read these, but I do fully intend to read them at some point. But overall, I did really like the anime, so I wanted to pick up the source material and just see what it was all about. Akano is actually awesome. Let's go ahead and move on to the next series, and that's going to be Spice and Wolf, volumes 1 and 2. I've heard great things about this series. I know it is a fantasy romance related series, and when I ordered this, I was definitely in a romance mood. I have yet to start it, but do let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts and opinions are of this series. Is the romance worth it? Is the adventure worth it? Is there a lot of good character development? And what are your thoughts of this little wolf goddess type of character right here? And last but not least, we have a sort of miscellaneous section of manga that I probably won't read and manga that I will probably sell. So I'll kind of go like top to bottom, I guess. So Komi Can't Communicate. I heard decent things at first, but then I heard bad things, and then I kind of lost interest in it. And so I don't know if I really want to read this. I also heard there's an anime adaptation coming out. Maybe I'll just watch that, so we'll see. All right, Full Metal Alchemist, volumes 1 and 2. I know, please don't flame me. I don't think I want to read the manga. I think I just want to watch the anime instead. I know. I need to watch Brotherhood. I got it. I'm going to watch Brotherhood very soon. But because I'm going to watch it very soon, that's the reason I think I'm not going to collect the manga. I don't know. We'll see. Goblin Slayer volumes 1 through 2 of the manga. Read these. Artwork is actually pretty good, I thought. Obviously, there's some, disturbing scenes, but overall, in general, the artwork I think is good. It's a relatively darker type of fantasy. I don't know if it's necessarily dark fantasy, but it is dark at certain points, especially. However, the reason I don't want to continue collecting this is because I think I want to read the light novel, because I think that's more of the source material than this, because this was adapted from the light novel. So yeah, we'll see. I don't think I'm going to continue collecting the manga for Goblin Slayer. So and yeah, and then these three was admittedly a very foolish purchase on my part. I didn't do my research, but it's going to be High School DD, volumes 1 through 3 of the manga. Now, the manga is adapted from the light novel, number 1, and number 2, I found out later that they discontinued the manga for like a couple of reasons. It was dumb. I shouldn't have bought this. I'll sell it. And the last one, guys, that we're probably not going to read and probably will sell is going to be Pandora Hearts. This was honestly an impulse buy. I was in a dark fantasy mood zone after reading Claymore, and I just wanted to stock up a dark fantasy series. I heard that this was kind of a dark fantasy, and that's why I got it. But I kind of lost interest, admittedly, so I'm probably not going to read it. I'll probably sell it at some point. So that is that, guys. And let me do a quick outro for you guys before we wrap up today's collection video. Alright everyone, that is going to be my manga collection video for the year of 2021. Obviously, this is not going to be the last collection video ever. I plan on fully continuing to pursue this hobby and collect more manga. I have probably a couple of volumes on the way in the mail right now. But I just finally hit a total of 300 volumes, so I thought it was high time to pump out a collection video for you guys. This was certainly an enjoyable video for me to make. If you did happen to like this video, guys, please do go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Comment down below if you have any comments or questions. Turn on post notifications. If you are also in the market for buying manga from Right Stuff Anime Today, please feel free to use my Right Stuff affiliate link down below in the description box at no extra cost to you. It does help support the channel as I continue to grow and expand my collection, content, and so on and so forth. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and you want to see more. And all in all, I just really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stop.